In Rocket Man, Taron Egerton didn't just play Elton John, he became his spirit. His performance was a kaleidoscope of glamour, pain, and liberation, bringing one of the world's most flamboyant and beloved artists to life with raw honesty. Egerton performed all of Elton's songs himself, infusing each number with both power and heartbreak. His portrayal was as fearless as it was tender, showing a man crushed by fame yet reborn through self-acceptance. More than a biopic, Rocket Man was a confession set to music, and Egerton made every note ring true. In interviews, Taron spoke about how portraying Elton changed him, how stepping into a queer icon's shoes taught him about vulnerability, courage, and joy. His work wasn't just entertainment, it was enlightenment. Through Elton's story, he reminded audiences that authenticity is the greatest act of love. Billy Porter's portrayal of Pray Tell in Pose was more than acting, it was an anthem. As the MC of the ballroom scene and the emotional core of the series, Porter gave voice to those silenced by history, black and brown queer people who shaped culture but were rarely seen. His performance was a masterclass in dignity, pain, and unbreakable pride. Through Pray Tell, Porter told the story of a generation lost to AIDS, of resilience born in the shadows. His monologues, fierce, funny, and filled with faith, brought tears and triumph in equal measure. When he broke into song, it wasn't a performance, it was a prayer. Porter became the first openly gay black man to win an Emmy for lead actor in a drama, a milestone that reverberated far beyond Hollywood. His presence on screen and on red carpets adorned in gowns, crowns, and confidence redefined what visibility could look like. Billy Porter didn't just act. He healed, celebrated, and commanded the world to see that queerness is not tragedy, it's majesty. Jonathan Bailey has redefined what romance on screen can look like: honest, layered, and emotionally intelligent. As Anthony Bridgerton in Netflix's Bridgerton, he turned a Regency-era drama into something revolutionary, a love story led by sincerity rather than ego. His portrayal of longing and restraint resonated far beyond period fiction, showing that passion need not be loud to be profound. But it was fellow travelers that cemented Bailey as one of the defining queer actors of his generation. As Tim Laughlin, he delivered a performance of devastating beauty, exploring forbidden love during the Lavender Scare and across decades of political repression. His chemistry with Matt Bomer was electric, but his emotional honesty was the true masterpiece. Bailey doesn't just play romance, he reclaims it. With every role, he shows that real strength lies in tenderness, and that queer love stories are not side narratives, they are the heart of the human story. Emma Corrin is a rare kind of artist, one who transforms identity into art. Their performance as Princess Diana in The Crown captured the loneliness and fire behind one of the world's most famous women, earning them global acclaim. But it's their later work and their authenticity that truly define them. In Orlando, Corrin took on Virginia Woolf's gender-fluid classic, bringing new light to a timeless story about transformation and self-discovery. Off-screen, their coming out as non-binary and their openness about gender expression have made them one of the most important queer voices in contemporary acting. Through every performance, Emma Corrin challenges boundaries of gender, of history, of storytelling itself. They remind audiences that identity is not confinement, but expansion, and that being yourself in every beautiful, in-between form is its own kind of revolution. Sarah Paulson has spent her career turning complexity into art, and in Ratched, she delivered one of her most haunting and magnetic performances. As Nurse Mildred Ratched, she combined control and chaos, elegance and menace, creating a queer anti-heroine who was both terrifying and tender. Paulson's ability to embody contradictions, to be both victim and villain, lover and survivor, has made her one of television's most compelling figures. Beyond her roles, she has spoken fearlessly about her relationship with actress Holland Taylor, defying Hollywood's expectations about age, love, and visibility. In Ratched and Beyond, Sarah Paulson proves that queer women don't need to fit into anyone's narrative. They write their own powerful, unapologetic, unforgettable. Pedro Pascal continues to show that love, in all its forms, is what makes us human. In The Last of Us, his portrayal of Joel, a hardened man softened by care, became an allegory for fatherhood, grief, and connection. His performance radiated warmth and moral complexity, making him one of the most beloved actors in modern television. Then came Strange Way of Life, Pedro Almodovar's poetic western, where Pascal played a man confronting an old flame, Ethan Hawke, after years apart. In that short but unforgettable film, Pascal turned what could have been a simple reunion into a meditation on love, guilt, and survival. Openly proud of his LGBTQ+ sister and endlessly vocal in his support for the queer community, Pascal embodies allyship through love and empathy. His work reminds us that masculinity isn't about armor, it's about heart. Andrew Scott has a gift for turning contradiction into beauty. As the hot priest in Fleabag, he became an unexpected cultural phenomenon, a symbol of spiritual yearning, forbidden attraction, and emotional honesty. His performance balanced humor and heartbreak, faith and temptation, creating a character both divine and devastatingly human. But long before that, Scott was already a force in queer cinema. In Pride, he portrayed Gethin Roberts, a gay Welshman reconciling his identity with his roots, a performance marked by quiet dignity and warmth. Off-screen, Scott's openness about his sexuality and his thoughtful reflections on love have made him one of the most respected queer actors of his generation. Andrew Scott's characters aren't flawless, they're real. Through them, he shows that vulnerability and longing are not weaknesses, but proof that we're alive. In Uncoupled, Neil Patrick Harris reminded audiences that heartbreak can be both painful and empowering. As Michael Lawson, a man re-entering the dating world after a long relationship, Harris delivered a deeply relatable performance filled with humor, frustration, and hope. Gone was the idealized version of gay life, in its place was something far more human. Harris infused the role with authenticity drawn from his own experiences, making Michael's journey of self-discovery both poignant and funny. His comedic timing remained impeccable, but beneath the laughs was a vulnerability that resonated with anyone who's had to start over. Through Uncoupled, Harris continued what he's always done best: normalize queer life not as spectacle, but as truth. He showed that love stories don't end at heartbreak. They evolve, they rebuild, and sometimes they even make us laugh through the tears. In Rustin, Colman Domingo delivered a performance that felt both monumental and deeply intimate. As Bayard Rustin, the brilliant, openly gay civil rights strategist behind the 1963 March on Washington, Domingo embodied a man history tried to forget but could never silence. With his rich voice, commanding presence, and emotional nuance, Domingo gave Rustin his rightful place in the American narrative not as a footnote, but as a cornerstone. His performance radiated intellect, humor, and righteous anger, painting a portrait of a man who loved his people as fiercely as he loved his truth. This wasn't just acting, it was reclamation. Domingo brought to life the intersection of race, queerness, and activism with reverence and fire. His Rustin is not a victim of erasure, he is the architect of progress. Through this role, Colman Domingo didn't just portray history, he honored it.